2.
Wow.
Start loading the wings up. Just sit and play with it. It loves playing. Once you get such a nose up, I mean, we're way beyond 20 degrees. Once you get to about 80 miles per hour, just bring the power out, yard the thing over, right rudder, right aileron, and just hammerhead it. Have you ever done a 0G yet?
That was pretty much it, wasn't it?
Oh, check this out. We've got something on your lap we can watch float.
Like a pin? Or something bigger?
Something bigger. Oh, just make sure the GoPro's on.
Like this?
Yeah. You ever done a 0G?
No.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. Get as much stuff as you can floating around in here. We're gonna pitch up. Get ready.
Okay.
Oops, your bag's all jacked up in the...
That's fucking awesome.
All right, she's yours.
Sweet.
So, you know, the whole point of that, it's kind of one of those, you know, we're just doing it for shits and giggles, but...
We don't do the radical one.
You don't do the radical ones on the check ride, because you'll have the DPO shit themselves, and it'll all be over.
But I could try one?
You can try one, yeah.
Okay, so...
Once you get to 80 miles per hour, pitch the nose up progressively for 80 miles per hour, then pull the power, and whichever direction you want to go, put progressive left rudder and left aileron in there, but be sure to load the wing. So right now, pull the power.
Okay.
Which direction you're going to go?
Right.
So yard it over before we stall. We're pretty much stalled, and then now start loading the wings up, because we're not really flying yet.
Okay.
Now get the power back in, and do one to the left.
Cool.
Just be sure that at the 80, the power's reduced, and then you go ahead and work it over. That's a very nice one.
Okay. All right.
Try another one. Try one to the left.
Here we go.
Yeah, now yard the power out, cram that left rudder in first, just like a Dutch roll. Now pitch the nose forward so we're not stalling it over, per se. Now start loading the wings up while the airspeed's going to get away from you, and we'll over stress the airframe. Beautiful.
Cool.
That's all there is to it.
So how do you do the zero gravity?
You just pitch the nose up, and then quickly around us, and then once you get a nice pitch up, just go ahead and push forward.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
We've jumped everything's... Oh shit. Whoops.
Fucking ELTs fell out of the plane.
But you just lost your power, unfortunately, so we're going to have to emergency land somewhere.
Yeah. Alright. First things first. Gear down below 150.
What's your airspeed?
Say what?
What's your airspeed? What airspeed you pitching for?
490.
Roger. 90's gear down, 105's gear up. Okay, where are we landing?
We are landing right there.
Roger that, let's make it happen. Let's get there and spiral over it if we have to. Unless you think we can make from here, we look a little high.
No, we're high.
We'll at least get to it, turn over and maybe do a downwind and see how we're looking for altitude. Beautiful. Okay, cockpit flow.
Okay, airspeed, best field, cockpit flow. Okay, we'd start with mixtures full in. We'd try these.
I'd work it left to right. Mags.
Mags.
Throw everything forward, throw everything on.
Everything forward.
Actually, it's fuel selector, mags, throw everything forward. Boost pump on. No, it doesn't start. We're going to commit to the landing. Go ahead and land us.
Okay. Looks like an airstrip right there.
That is an airstrip. That's where Dick beat me up for we're looking pretty good for a left downwind for whatever runway that is right now.
Yeah.
So we're 1,500 feet. This is perfect. It's going to be a perfect power off 180 opportunity. Make sure you put the runway about 2/3 of the way up your wing, or 3/4 of the way up your wing, whichever
gotcha.
you got. We don't want to do any kind of close-in pattern work, because the final will be a very awkward.
All right, so would you use flaps?
Not yet, not until we're on final. We want to be high and land long. There's 1,000. So no panic yet, we've got it made in the shade.
Would you make the turn?
Not quite yet, still pitching for 90. Now I'd go ahead and start the turn.
Oh, I got you.
Because we've got some trees to clear, we want to land long if anything, so keep coming around looking for 90. I might have screwed you up here on the approach, we'll see. No, you look pretty good. Go ahead and drop first notch in. That should balloon us up over the trees. Second notch. Okay, we're both going to go home for dinner tonight. Fence check. Green lights.
3 in the green.
Line us up. There's the runway.
Would you slip this thing?
No, I just landed straight. Go ahead and go around. Power up first. First notch right out of the gate. Flaps identified. First notch only. Positive rate VX.
VX. Second notch. Wheels up. Gear up, I mean. Sorry.
Lovely. We'll head back to Troutdale and do some landings. Have you still got some beans left?
Yep.
We'll just try and maintain 1,500 and we'll proceed direct Troutdale via Green Mountain.
Okay, 500 feet, going 25 squared.
Traffic above, no factor. Yeah, this is a tremendous aeroplane. It really is nice.
Is it okay to slip this thing with flaps?
In an emergency, yes. Generally, you don't want to because you get what's called flat blanking, and you can end up blanking the tail out, so the tail's less effective.
Kind of like on the 172.
Yeah. So, but you know, any port in a storm, if you have to slip it, then go ahead and slip it in a real emergency. You see that lump sticking up there?
Yep.
That's Green Mountain. We'll aim pretty much just to the right of that.
Perfect.
And 1.5 should do on the altitude.
1.2 for 1.5.
What's the gear extension, emergency extension procedure in this aeroplane?
Emergency extension. Gear down, pull that out, pop it, and release this.
Go ahead and do it. Oop.
Huh?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3?
Yep. You always want that to equal the condition of the gear.
Gotcha. Oh, yep. You gotta hold this?
You gotta hold it down.
Oh.
Yep, otherwise the valve will pinch off and it'll be half depleted pressure. And let's hold on 1,500 feet here.
Sorry.
Alright, now how to get the gear back up? We've taken a key piece out of the equation here. So boom, boom. And eyes out, looking good. And looks good. So the actual flow, that's what you do in real life, but they want you to think through the process. Out here, it's no big deal, but when we get in the traffic pattern, let's say we threw the gear down in the traffic pattern, what we don't want to do is floffle around with this thing in the traffic pattern. The first thing we're going to do is call tower, or call traffic and say, we're exiting, on a right, or left 45 or whatever, and
right.
we're going to head out of the traffic pattern. Get out of the traffic pattern, get some altitude, and then use this book and go through all the gear extension possibilities and how to get the gear out and have it do what you want. Once you've exhausted this, let's say you're at Troutdale, give Marv a call on 122.95 and say, Marv, I can't get the gear down, I've gone through the book, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried everything, still not coming down. What do you want me to do with your airplane? If you're out in the boondocks, you don't have him to speak to, but here, give him a call, tell him what the situation is, and he'll tell you what he recommends and things to try. If you exhaust all that, then it's 1, 2, 3. If that doesn't work, then just make sure your gear handle's up and go ahead and land gear up. Simple as that.
So, if this emergency the second way doesn't work, that's when you go up and call Marv, right?